Hi guys, welcome. Danny here from the Magic Junk Drawer. So quickly, I wanted to talk about everyday, well, maybe they're not everyday annoyances for regular people, but there are regular annoyances for me. This is what happened to me today. Well, we'll start from yesterday. I had to stop at the grocery store to pick up 3 things. And, this is something that fascinates me about myself. I can get up at 5:30 in the morning and go out and jog 6 miles, come home, take a shower, and go teach 4 yoga classes like it doesn't even faze me. But the idea of having to stop at the grocery store or walk across the street to check the mail, I'm just like the laziest person ever. I don't understand it about myself. It's pretty fascinating. But anyway, so I left yesterday early enough to stop at the grocery store. And then I was passing the grocery store and I'm like, oh, I don't want to go in there. There's a CVS across the street from the studio. I'll stop at CVS. Well, CVS had 2 of the 3 things that I needed. So I'm like, oh, I'll just stop on my way home. Well, I should have known that wasn't going to happen. So I get home last night and I have class. I don't get home on Thursday nights until about 9 o'clock, and then I have a 6 a.m. class the next morning in the same studio. Good thing. So I leave my house about 5 o'clock in the morning to be at the studio by 5:30 because it's about a half hour away, and I'm like, I'll stop at the grocery store on my way home. So I teach the class. I get in the car to drive to the grocery store, and instead of stopping at the grocery store right by the studio, which it would have been here where I noticed the issue, I drive all the way back to, well, I'm going to say that the grocery store I stopped at was on my way home. It's probably halfway between my house and the studio. So I probably drove about 10 miles. And I get to the parking lot of the Stop and Shop, and what do you know? I don't have my purse. Now, I didn't leave my purse in the studio this morning. I left my purse in the studio last night. When I went from CVS, I had my purse with me, and I brought it into the studio, and I stuck it underneath the counter. And then one of the students brought me hummus, so I put my car keys with the hummus in the refrigerator so I wouldn't forget the hummus. But I forgot my purse. But you know what? I wouldn't have put the keys in my purse anyway. The purse was doomed to be left there. So I get to the Stop and Shop and I'm like, oh man, now I gotta drive all the way back down to the studio and get my purse. So I drive down to the studio, I get my purse, and I'm like, well, I'll just stop at this grocery store here, which is what I should have just done in the first place. I would have realized I didn't have my purse with me. Not the first time I've done this. Not the second time I've done it either. So I stopped at the Stop and Shop, and they were really overpriced. I couldn't find the bread aisle. I was like, I hate this store, and so now in my head, I'm like, I always have to think, what the hell is this teaching me? It set my day back at least an hour between driving all the way home and then having to go all the way back, and now I'm at the grocery store, and then I needed to buy a small container of something. They only had the ginormous thing of something, and then now I'm like, well, I'm probably not going to use all of this, and Anyway, so at this point in my day, it's only about 7:30, 7:45 in the morning. And now I've been up since 4 o'clock. But I'm thinking, this has already set the attitude in my head for what else is going to happen today. Look at how this day is going. I'm not going to expect much from this day. This day's gone right down the toilet. But what I tried to do is, and if anybody has any suggestions, I'm always open to suggestions. I try to turn it around and say to myself, well, maybe there was a reason why I wasn't supposed to be at that part of town at that hour. Maybe there was a reason why they turned me around and sent me back. Maybe, who knows what that reason was? Maybe I'll never know. But maybe I saved myself something from not being at that part of town, or I avoided something. I don't know. What was the reason in the scheme of things other than I'm just irresponsible? No, it's not that I'm irresponsible. It's that I'm not paying attention because I normally don't bring my purse inside, but because I stopped at CVS, I had my purse with me. Had I stopped at the grocery store, my purse would have been in the car. You see, like everything, the way everything happens. But anyway, the point is that rather than starting your day at 7:30 in the morning for the rest of the day with the idea of oh shit, the way this day is going. Oh, and now what? And then it's pouring rain and it was really foggy and people drive like idiots. Like either people are driving way too fast or everyone's driving with their hazards on and I can't figure out why because it's 60 degrees out, and yeah, it's raining, but it was foggy, but it wasn't that foggy, you know, and I'm like, then I'm thinking, well, maybe something's wrong. I don't know, you know, and I have all these crazy thoughts going through my mind. So anyway, my point is that when you have something that is so inconvenient, like it is so inconvenient to drive almost home and then have to go all the way back. But think about this. If I didn't have to stop at that Stop and Shop and I didn't need to use my purse, I may not have realized that the purse was missing until maybe Friday night or Saturday or even Sunday. And at that point, I might not have remembered where I left it. And then I might have been thinking that it was stolen or have to cancel my credit cards and get a new driver's license. And that would have been a real pain in the ass. And where my purse was left, like I had it underneath the counter, but it was kind of like shoved in the back. So I don't think anybody else was going to notice it was there, you know, whereas somebody would say, oh no, look, somebody's purse is here, and they would have called me. I think it would have been jammed back there for quite some time because I really jammed it in there. So I don't know, just these little things. Like I always think, what was the reason? Is there a greater reason for why this has happened? Is it saving me from something else? Is this minor crisis preventing me from a much bigger crisis? Just something to think of. And if you have any, you know, comments on how you deal with these little annoyances, feel free to leave them below. And if you like what we're doing here at the Magic Junk Drawer, don't forget to like and subscribe. And thank you so much for all of you people that have subscribed. I've gained a number of subscribers. Can't even talk. In the last few days, and that's really cool. I mean, I just started this channel. It hasn't been very long, but I've got some subscribers, and that's really nice. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.